Ladies and gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, maybe we're live. We hope we're live. We think we're live. I'm Amanda Bonanza, and next to me is the beautiful and elegant Emily Kailyn.
Hi,
and we are here at Ventura Pride. This is it. This is Ventura Pride. I think we are actually
We
live.
just got our final confirmation that we are live.
We're
so
seeing, we're seeing the pop-ups and the things.
So we are here
this
at
is
Ventura Pride. Beautiful day. It's nice and overcast. We've got some good lighting on, and we're gonna do an episode of Being Trans.
We are gonna do an episode of Being Trans. We're gonna figure out what the heck we're doing. Hey, by the way, we're not sure about tech and this or that. So if like our audio's not right, let us know in the chat, and we'll try and fix it.
We'll see if there's something we can do. It's a little tough to do on a live show, but hey, there we go.
Our producer Rayna says our audio is top tier. She said you sound better than the Doobie Brothers at the peak of their career.
All right, so
we
we usually spend a little bit of time doing a bit of an intro. I mean, obviously, we're doing a 10-minute intro here of just like what we're doing, but we are live and figuring it out. Do we have anything to talk about, or should we just jump into questions? What do you feel like?
I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I feel like I usually come with something. I actually do want to talk about some things.
So let's talk about
I
some things
have
then.
had stressful dreams lately, Emily, and
I have been having stressful dreams like crazy too. Like wild.
Something in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was growing up, like I used to have these like, there were two regular recurring dreams that I had. You could call them nightmares. They weren't good dreams. I would have these two concurrent, and I had both of them like back to back, like 2 days in a row. And so one is the school dream. We all know the school dream, and we'll get to that. And then one is the work dream. And so we all know the work dream. And so like I worked a long time in food service. I was a server and a bartender. And you would have, if you've ever done that job, you know the work dream I'm talking about. It's the one where you're in a new place and you're at work and it's busy and no one's helping you and you're stuck at the soda machine and like it's the lunch rush and like there's tables and you don't know the table numbers and you don't know where anything is or anything goes, and it's just, and you end up working an entire shift in your dream and you wake up tired and you didn't get paid for it.
And then you've got to get up and go to work again.
You got to get up and go to work. It's pretty much the worst thing ever. And then the school dream is the one where like, and this is what I have. Do you have a work dream that's similar?
I don't know that I have a work dream. No, I definitely have the school dream. That's the one that comes up, and like it's surprising into my 40s having a school dream. Like not remembering what my schedule is, what day it is that which schedule I'm supposed to be on.
You haven't been to your chemistry class in 3 months.
Yeah. So there's something due today, and I haven't done my homework on it for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's always near the end of the semester, and like you're gonna fail if you don't get your shit together in like the next 2 days. Like,
exactly.
That kind of a thing.
You're walking around with a class schedule and you don't know where anything is, and you're late.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So is yours high school or college?
High school.
Always high school. That's
because college was actually enjoyable.
Yeah, college was enjoyable. And so
there's good things about college, high school, blue chucks.
Facts. You know what's funny is, so you're bringing up the tough dreams, and I know I had one the other day. I've had several recently where I wake up and it's just like a stressful thing. You're trying to chase somebody down, or like a lot of running from somebody happens a lot. But just like I've always struggled with insomnia, and I've gotten pretty good at when I wake up in the middle of the night from a dream and I can kind of remember it, and I can use that dream to go back to sleep. But recently I've been having these stressful dreams where like I'm running from somebody or trying to do whatever, and like I can't use that to go back to sleep because it stresses me out too
much. What do
you
mean you can use the dream to go back to sleep?
I can use it to go back to sleep. I can think about that.
Explain to me that process.
Well, what I found is not only is the dream, like remembering what the dream is, part of the trigger, but there's also like a state you were in while you were dreaming it that having the memory of the dream kind of helps me get into the state.
Gets you like slide into the groove again.
Yeah, of whatever mental space that was. where the dream came from.
So does that work for you? Like you've gotten back into a dream, like after coming out of one?
Yeah, a little bit, but like it doesn't like it's not like a lucid thing where I can control it and like keep going. Like I can kind of ease back in, and then like it just switches to something else immediately.
Yeah, it's like some sort of twisted, bastardized version of it.
Yeah,
it's never the same dream. You can't like pick up where you left off.
No, but
okay, that kind of makes sense.
But I haven't been able to use that because I've been waking up just stressed out of my mind. There was a bizarre one the other day where I was sitting where Rayna, our producer, and our assistant and somebody else. I'm starting to remember the other dream now. We were at a bar and the bartender was my ex-wife, which awkward. And then. Oh, okay. So you all will love this one. This is a mental mind screw, and I was actually hopefully I'll be able to remember kind of the circumstances because I figured out all of the things that happened in the days leading up that created the dream. But Miss Wiley here, Miss Amanda, my name's
my cover's blown. I gotta
go. So Amanda here had started a show, and everybody I knew, all of my good friends were part of this show, either producers putting it together, actors, like it was a full-on scripted show and everybody was involved in it. And I found out about it right before I saw on TV that you all were at a award ceremony for it. So nobody included me or told me at all. And I found out about it after it was already hugely popular and had blown up. And I was just completely left out. I don't know why that was such a nightmare for me, but it was just like just getting completely left out of everything. I know. And it was like, but it wasn't just you. It was like literally everyone I knew.
Yeah. It's a horrible dream.
It was very stressful. No. I was awake for a while after that one. That's one of those like wake up at 3 a.m. from that one and you're awake for 2.5 hours. Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
This is the thing for me, and we'll address this. This does relate to being trans. So when you dream,
yes. Okay.
do you dream as you are now, or do you dream pre-transition stuff?
I dream
or an amalgam thereof, or a switch back and forth. How does it usually go?
So it took a very long time for me to dream as me, for me to dream feminine, trans, that whole thing. I have had several dreams in the past where I was transitioning and trying, but it was a lot of boy moding and stuff. Yeah. Very recently, I had a dream where I needed to wear boy clothes for some reason. I don't really remember the circumstances, but it was very weird. I was at least conscious of the fact that like this isn't the way it's supposed to be. That this is a very strange circumstance here, and is not normal.
That's the reason I brought that up, because I still do. That's like everyone has their source of dysphoria, their main thing that gets them. That's mine. Mine is the dreams. I still almost way more often than not, still dream as a boy, and I wake up feeling like a little confused and dirty.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
And I wake up and I'm like, and then I look in the mirror because I have like a closet mirror that I can see just by looking to the side. Mm-hmm. And then I'll see it, and then I'll see my tits. I'm like, oh yeah,
that's nice. Yeah.
Okay. Thing, but like
just wake up in a panic and go.
Oh. I mean, literally, I do that, yeah. And so, but the thing is that the work dream was that. Like, it was like, okay, I was definitely a boying. And it was exactly like you said, I had to wear man clothes. And I was like a manager, and like I was wearing this really ill-fitting, stupid-looking suit, and I felt fucking like an idiot, and I was balding. And it was like, oh my God, I'm a bald male restaurant manager in a cheap, bad, ill-fitted suit, and I don't know what I'm doing, and no one respects me, and I hate everything about this. And I'm not trying to point fingers, but I am personally very glad that I am not a bald male, middle-aged restaurant manager wearing a bad suit. I know y'all exist somewhere, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad about yourselves, but maybe you should take some estrogen. If you find yourself in that predicament, I've got some nice little blue pills for you.
I say estrogen for the right people does a lot of great things. Yeah, so I see where you're
Right.
where you're coming from with that, but
It isn't for
it's
everybody.
not for
Yeah,
everyone.
some
No,
people
definitely
hate it.
not. Definitely not.
That's weird how cis people don't like it at all.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it's like it's a funny thing because like that the whole narrative of like it's like, oh, it's just a fantasy or whatever it is, the whole transphobic nonsense.
Mhm.
And it's like oh, that's like but like it's like and then there's the other one, the other end of that coin, which is like the trans people that like are still questioning their transness.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if you saw that meme where it was like it's like, am I actually trans? She asks as she stabs her leg and injects estrogen. Like, and it's like it's kind of like that. And it's like if you ever have that where like you're on the fence, it's like, am I really trans? Like, do I qualify? Because we've all been there. Like, it is a thing because there's a narrative out there, and like you hear all everyone's stories, and they never quite fit yours.
Yeah, everybody's got a little different story.
Everyone's is a little different. Like there's a narrative out there, but it's never quite right. And
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own story, and we realize that. But there are like the story, like there's the, spent your whole life feeling like you're in the wrong body, like everything felt wrong, but you were like aware, like at 6 that you were trans and all of this stuff, and then you follow all of the rules and all of the steps, and then there's the rest of us that don't follow that exact narrative.
There's no one exists like that, really. It's just what was in a book once in the 70s or something.
Yeah, but it's still really easy for all of us to fall into that trap of like I'm not trans enough because I don't follow enough of that narrative. I don't check enough of those boxes.
Well, I'm not even sure I am trans. Am I really trans even though I'm taking hormones? Like it's and it's a funny thing because this is the test, because I have the litmus test, and it is that if you're a trans femme or trans masc, I have the trans femme perspective, so I'll use that. But if you're trans femme and you really want to know for sure if you're trans or not, what you do is take your estrogen and offer it to cis men and watch them recoil in horror. Like, and they'll be like, you'll be like, here, you want some estrogen? And they'll be like, oh no, and they'll be afraid of it, like it's radioactive. And you're taking it. So like that's how you know. Oh, hi there, by the way. There's a person here at Trans. I don't know if you want to be on the show or anything.
Talk to Rayna.
If you want to be on camera, that's okay. I'm just saying hi.
We're at the Transverse booth at the moment, so like there are people stopping by and waving hi and all that. Well, you see everybody behind us, but the thing that one of the big things that I always talk about and I always sort of preach for finding that confidence in the fact that you're trans is just look backwards. You always think that you haven't had enough changes from hormones. You always think that you're not progressing far enough or fast enough or any of those sort of things. You don't look feminine enough or masculine enough. All of those. Just pull out old photos. I just see that old person, and you can see the change, and then also think,
look at the eyes.
Well, and then think, would I go back to that? Can I go back to that? And the answer will come straight out of your heart. You'll be like, absolutely not.
No way. And it's a funny thing, and that's kind of sad, but like you look at all like there's a lot of like the glow ups and the things that you see where it's like this is the before and after pics. And you look at all of them, and it's mine too. Where you look at just the people's eyes and the before pics, and this you can just see the deadness. You can see the void that's there. There's just no lust for life at all. No happiness. And then you see the post one, and it's these bright, happy eyes that are like you see life in them, and it's so glaringly stark. And it's wild, like how much of a contrast that is. And like I look at old pictures of myself, and I see it, and I'm like, fuck, I really was miserable, and I didn't even know it.
I have a friend who doesn't have any photos of herself smiling before transition. And in transition, like she'll put together like a calendar, like 6 months, a year, a couple years, whatever. Each photo, the smile gradually gets bigger and more genuine until the point where she gets to where like it's just a full-on genuine smile, and she's just so happy.
It's just this shit-eating grin.
Yeah, absolutely. Say hi to Liz and Casey in the background there.
Is that what's going on? Hey, everyone.
This is one of our local city council members representing the LGBT folks. All right. Where are we at?
I don't know.
15 minutes in.
We're about 15 minutes in. We want to do questions?
Let's do it.
Question time?
Yeah,
we got some questions from the community, and we're going to answer them. So let me get them.
I would say get your questions coming in, but our producer is MIA.
She's going to, no, get your questions in. If you have your questions, like put them in, if you can, put them in the comments. That would actually help. And put them in the chat. Well, she's going to go through. She's doing some stuff.
If nothing else, we'll get back. We'll get to the next time we do a show. So
yeah, we'll get them. We'll get them.
Okay.
But we're going to start. Is this where we're starting?
No, the gay one. Let's do the gay one.
Is that this one here?
It was way up there, unfortunately.
That's all right. I've got a. There's no rhyme or reason to this.
Like,
yeah.
The text is
I got a big old hair. That's mine. That was my hair. That's not it. That's fine.
There we go.
Okay. The title of this question from anonymous person is, "Am I gay now?"
Great question to ask here at Pride.
It is a legitimate question from the trans community, because but we'll address what the question actually asks. So, female F to M, female to male. So trans man, 25. Sorry for my bad grammar. English isn't my first language.
No worries.
Has anyone experienced that your sexuality has changed after starting T? I used to be only attracted to girls/women, but slowly, when I started T, I would have some thoughts about men, and now it's like an obsession, but only when I'm drunk.
Okay, that suggests something. Okay.
I am gonna stop drinking because it is beginning to affect my friends, because I will do things I shouldn't do and say things I shouldn't say.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't speak with my therapist about it, and she says that I might have it. It might have something to do with that I want what I don't have myself, and maybe if I get the bottom operation, I might stop chasing men. But has anyone else experienced this? So thoughts, Emily.
Okay, yes, absolutely. This one's talking about T. Obviously, don't have that experience, but starting estrogen and feeling just like after about 2 years in, I started to notice that like the attraction was really on the rise. And in the last year, I've been very attracted to guys, and so yeah, that absolutely can change. I found that after all the questions and trying to figure out if I'm trans and what my transition is supposed to be like, or what I want it to be like, then the question comes into sexuality, and it's just like I don't know anymore, because you come out in transition and then you're gay. But then you start being attracted to guys. It's like, well, so I'm not gay, but then you're kind of attracted to both. So bi, maybe pan, and it's just like the quicker you get to the point of just throwing your hands up and going, I'm attracted to people. That's sort of the best way to look at it. What first your thoughts, and then I'm going to talk about the alcohol part.
So and I want to talk about the therapist part too.
Okay.
So similar. So pre-transition for me, I wasn't in any way interested in men at all. I was always into women, and I transitioned, and I'm still very much into women. I'm like 95.5, really, if you want to divvy it up. But like Emily said, she said that was a 2-year mark. It was the 1-year mark for me. It was like 1 year went past, and I remember the exact instant that I realized it. That I don't know if I've told this story on the show, but I'm going to tell it now anyway. It's worth repeating.
Yeah.
So I was in a band, and we had been on tour. We had recorded. We were close. We knew each other very well. We all very familiar. We were very close. And I was living in Seattle, and it was the winter. It was right near my birthday. It was just after a year after I'd started, and we were working on a record that we were mixing, and they had come up from Olympia, and I was in Seattle, and they were here, and we had done our work. The day was over. It was time to go.
Very important details.
And they left, and we all did the hug thing goodbye. And I hugged, my friend Jabe, and I hugged my friend Mara, the bass player. And then I went to go hug my friend Paul, who is the drummer, and I went to hug him, and I smelled it, and my eyes went like this, and stuff started moving around a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, well, this is new.
Uh-huh.
And so like that was a thing, and I never like had known that before. And the thing that I need to like kind of hammer home here is that pre this hug, I was very familiar with this man's smell. Like we'd been in a van, like I'd slept in a bed with him. Like this is not like a new thing, but it was different. It was different because of the hormones. So yeah, like it can. And I've heard other people that like have had different tours. So it's different for everybody, I guess, but it definitely did change my perception. And then I'm like, I want to let you say something.
I just absolutely love that about that time where you specifically noticed the change, because I'd been into the sexual idea of men was a fantasy of mine for a while, but I wasn't actually attracted to men. And that started to kind of develop. I started to find guys attractive, and then I think it was late 2024 when I started noticing things where like I saw a guy in like red flannel pajama pants, the most boring like whatever basic dude stuff or whatever.
Not even the gray sweatpants, huh?
Yeah, no. And I saw somebody going out to the car like that as I was driving past, and yeah, the same thing. Like it did something. Like there were things that were happening on the inside. And I was like,
it wasn't a choice.
That's a thing. And it's like, okay. And I think I've talked about this on this show. I've talked about it on the transgender show a ton. I've been terrified my entire transition. I've been afraid of every single step, was moving slow with everything. The one thing I was really proud of is I was not at all afraid of my sexuality changing.
Yeah, well, I wasn't either.
Because like whoever you're attracted to is who you're attracted to. What does that matter? Like you just find people attractive and you have relationships. Like that's all that matters. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is honestly, I wasn't even interested in trans girls at first. And that was the internalized transphobia. That one's easy to pick out. That was the self-hatred that was in there. And like I just was sort of uncomfortable. And so that took me a while too to be into that. And trans girls are awesome. T for T.
They're my favorite flavor of girl.
Best of both
I
worlds.
fucking love trans women. Like I will not lie. Like it's like I love all women. Like every you don't know the extent at which I am attracted to every single woman like that I see every day, all day long, like all of them.
So you're super gay.
Like I just love women. I just love women. And of the women, I love cis women too, but I love trans women. I just and there's the part of it too, which is the T for T thing, which is like I can relate to trans women. Like there's that thing because we're not. There's such a different life experience between being trans and being cis that there is just a little gap there. Where you're just like, there's going to be a thing that will, our Venn diagrams will never overlap in this spot.
Yeah.
And the thing with dating other trans women is that they all get it. Like they know exactly what I've been through because they were through it themselves. And then the other thing about like just sexuality in general is like when you yourself like physically observe yourself going through a physical like gender, go from one gender spectrum to the other, and you watch it actually happen physically and feel it, like you realize pretty quickly that it's really not that important, and it's about what's inside that counts, and it's just true, and I that's kind of my rule now is it's like whoever's cool.
Yeah,
just if you're cool, that's who I'm into. What's your type? Cool people.
I gotta say, T for T, like a trans woman attracted to trans women and being in a relationship with trans women, that's gotta be the gayest thing you could be, right? Like
as homosexual as homosexual. Yeah, it really is.
The homoist of sexual.
Yeah, the homoist of homosexual. Yeah, it really, really is just like a very refined small circle there. Yeah.
2 points I wanted to kind of clarify. One, earlier we were talking about, transitioning and looking back. That sort of more counts for the binary trans folks, like going through the full transition.
True.
I'm sure there's plenty of gender fluid folks who go back and forth on that, and they like both presentations. I didn't want to exclude that. I was just talking for a strictly binary trans experience. So that, and then the other thing I was going to say was very important, and it was related to something we were talking about, and I think it's gone from my brain.
Was it the drinking?
Oh, we never got back to the drinking. That wasn't it, but let's go back to that. Drinking is just takes away the inhibitions, just sort of amplifies the person that you are, like it is always in there. So it's not the alcohol that is making you gay by any means.
Yeah.
It's just taking off some of those fears and stuff that you have. And just the idea of trying to put labels on things after you transition and break all the rules and break out of the box.
Yeah, the rules literally do not apply to us.
Yeah, trying to define whether or not you're gay or your sexuality or whatever is kind of a silly exercise.
Endeavor. Yeah, it's like it's semantics. It's like am I a mod or a rocker? It's like whatever.
Well, and even I thought I was a bottom. I thought I was a strict bottom, and that, that's all I was. But in my last relationship, we figured out sex, and it was wonderful. We switched, and just when you're in love with your partner and are able to have that kind of comfort and intimacy with them, then like everything becomes easier, and so you're just able to just play and have fun with your partner and enjoy it. So just be someone who's sexual with your partner. That's all that matters.
Well, and I'm going to add something to that, because I don't think this gets talked about enough, because I think a lot of people, especially people that like don't have a lot of experience with sex, or like have like closeted feelings, or like they're embarrassed about their sexuality and for whatever reason. I think a lot of people get an idea of what sex is supposed to be like from like movies and porn. And
porn and TV,
and it's not. That's not what sex is like. Sex is funny, right? Sex, you should be laughing during sex. If you can't laugh during sex, you're doing sex wrong. It's hilarious. The jokes are great.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you think about it, like everybody can agree, like all of the parts are ugly. There are smells. There are like lots of things. It's
farts are funny.
Farts happen. Like there's so much, and it's just like it's all part of it. And I do agree that you have to be able to laugh, and being able to laugh shows that you're not taking it too seriously.
But there's time and place to take it seriously.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't laugh every time.
But you just have to be in the moment. Like you just have to be you, and like that's the thing. Is like it's like if. I think people, like, even during sex, still have their hang-ups of like, I don't deserve this, or I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
And that other person is literally having sex with you. So like it's like there they are, naked right there. Like it's you don't have anything to worry about anymore. They wouldn't be here if they didn't want to be.
Exactly. Yes. The hang-ups that you let into your bedroom and let spoil the moment. Like do I deserve this? Do I deserve to ask for something in the moment? Like to ask actually for what you want from your partner. That was something pre-transition that I could never do.
Yeah,
like
same.
It was that same feeling as just like the general trans experience of like, if I showed my true self and what I really wanted and what I would really enjoy, then I would be seen as a freak, and like they wouldn't want to be with me. That was just kind of the constant thing. So getting to that point of being able to ask for what you want is really important, and just not taking it too seriously. Just being like, hey, I have a weird idea. What do you think about trying this?
This thing? I don't know. Might work, might not.
Might work, might not. Yeah.
But I mean, it is true. It's like, pre-transition, I couldn't. I didn't. I had sex. Even kind of a lot of it, really, I think by normal metrics. I thought I didn't have a lot until I like talked to people that weren't musicians. And then I realized like that I kind of had a lot of sex.
You're pulling musician tail and you're not even realizing that that's not the norm.
Well, I mean, I was a singer and a guitar player in a popular band, and everyone's popular is relative, but like, I mean, we weren't nobody, and like, and we had fans, like, and I I felt like I turned down so much sex. Like I didn't do it because it was so much work. Like it was a lot of work, and it was like there was a lot of baggage there. Like, and I didn't enjoy it. Like it was like you said, I couldn't ask for things. I never felt comfortable. Like, and sex is such an intimate thing, and so to keep up like a veneer and an avatar while you're having sex is it's so much work.
Yeah.
And like that's not exclusive to being trans. That's anyone gay. That's anyone that's not living their truth. I guess you want to put it, like their reality sexually.
Yeah.
Like anyone that's in a sexual situation that they wish were different.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things that we go through are the same as what other, cis people go through. It's just a little bit more exaggerated, a little bit more sort of front of mind,
everything's amplified when you're trans. It just gets turned up.
Yeah. I just can't imagine. I've always been too demisexual. I've finally been able to get into the idea of like casual sex. You're not attracted to people sexually unless you're attracted to them romantically.
Okay.
So you have to have an intimate romantic relationship before you can have the sexual experience with them. You're just not interested. You just can't get there. And I thought that was the way I was, and I've kind of figured out we got a little bit past that and been able to have more casual experiences. But that experience of having all of your sexual encounters being based on that complete lack of intimacy, that just like in the moment, hook up, that would get tiring fast.
Yeah.
Because like touring and being in hotels all the time, it's like when you're traveling at first, that's very fun.
We were successful enough to have hotels, honey.
But yeah, I mean,
we slept in the van and on whatever floor we could get.
Yeah, but I mean, that gets old. But I think that the sex would get old too. That makes perfect sense.
Hotels.
The intimacy.
I'm sorry, I'm not. It's just I just like we weren't fucking Led Zeppelin. We weren't like staying at the Ritz. Like our tours were like breaking even. Like we weren't.
Oh, you were making enough to pay for the fact that you were out there?
Yeah, exactly. We're just trying to like make it home and still try to make our rent. Like it was like there wasn't like we weren't that level of successful.
Okay.
Like,
so you were a lot of sex level, but not hotel.
Well,
level.
I'm sure
I'm
there was like
figure out the scale.
I mean I don't know what my experience was, and like but I also know like I've not been in that world of like we were never signed to a label. We were independent.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I don't know what that's like. Like we never did that thing. So I don't know like the difference between being in an independent touring rock band and being like signed to like Warner Brothers and like playing the Warped Tour and like Taylor Swift shit. That's a whole different experience, lifestyle. That's an entirely different thing.
Glass Elevator never
got the Eras tour. No, we did not. We did not own our own parking garages.
Should we move on to our next question?
I think we can't, because I still need to address one more aspect of it, which was the therapy aspect of it. Now, this person said that their therapist told them that the reason that they were being attracted to men was because they were attracted to something that they didn't have themselves, and that when they got surgery, that would go away. And I think that's maybe the worst advice I've ever heard. That's terrible advice. If you have a therapist that gives you advice that's that bad, you should just never see that therapist again, and you should find a better therapist, because like not only was that like not even a thing, that was also like implying that it's like you have a problem when your only real problem is you're not comfortable with finding men attractive. Yeah. Like that's the only problem.
Yeah.
And so,
but I mean, did you have that? Did you have a period of that for a while? Like that was one of the things that broke my brain really early on. As I was figuring out the fact that I was trans, I would see women that I was attracted to, and that thought started to creep in of like, oh, am I attracted to them or do I want to be them? And that was like sort of shattered my world. And
that's a thing. Is like, I mean, yes.
Well, that's been one of I think the best things about my transition is getting to the point where like I finally accepted what people are saying to me that I'm an attractive trans woman, and so I've got a certain bit of that like,
modifier. You're
yeah,
an attractive woman. Yeah.
okay, but I don't yeah, but like it's much more clear the ones that I'm attracted to and the ones that I want to be like, you know.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, there's that too. Do I want to be her? Do I want to be with her? Kind of thing. And
why not both?
Both is always usually what it is for me. Yeah, it's like, yeah, both.
Be with her, be in her, be
I don't really. I never had that thing where like, oh, I wish I was someone else. I was never jealous of anyone in that way. Where I was like, oh, I wish I had their life, or I wish I was doing what they were doing. I was always kind of content doing what I was doing and happy with who I was. Like even pre-transition, I never like felt like I was like, oh, I wish I could be somebody else. Like I just wish I was a girl. But like,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to be a different girl. Like, you know, it's like,
yeah, no, I'm just saying,
you know,
like jealous of boobs, jealous of, oh, I get so jealous of noses.
Yeah.
I hate my nose as I turn sideways on the
I like, yeah, I think a lot. Well, we've all got our things, right? And like, of course, we're all jealous of boobs. Yeah, we all wanted the boobs. But like, yeah, I think like that envy thing is a weird thing too, because I remember like, I was always envious of women, but like it was this envy with despair, because it was like, I wish, but I never
the
will.
unattainability of it.
Yeah, it's like maybe in another life, you know. And then and then you start transitioning, and the envy actually gets worse, because then now you are that, and you know you're gonna be like, you're gonna get there, and you're like,
you know,
oh,
you have no belief that you're
so
gonna get there.
Fucking hot.
Yeah.
And I want to be that hot.
Yeah. Well, and so and then there's the you get kind of aware of the disconnect of like, well, I'm never gonna look like a cis woman because like testosterone poisoning, all of the things.
You might look like one, you'll never be one. That's
there's that too, but yeah, you just kind of, you can't set a cis woman as your goal for what you look like, but mentally it's sort of, it's an obvious thing to see other trans women and be jealous of what they look like. And you can't even do that because you can't control what your body's going to do or whatever. We all have different genetics and all that. I started HRT in my 40s, so it's just like, not a lot's going to happen, you know?
You say that, but
I mean, a lot
look at us. But it's like, that's the thing, is like,
you understand.
I do understand, but I just kind of, my experience has been, and from what I've seen, like the thing about like transitioning is like, it's such a slow, gradual process, and it takes forever, and it never really stops. So like, the thing about it is I think eventually, with enough time, I think most people get to the point where they're indistinguishable from a cisgender person their same age. I think that eventually happens to almost everybody. I don't know that for sure.
Don't know that data. I don't
yeah, that's my guess. But like, I think there's the people, because like there's people that are like visibly trans, and then there's people that are on the edge, and then there's people that like totally you would never guess.
Yeah.
And all of those are valid.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is like, I think the people that are trans and that are the most vocal about it, like us, and like the people that are like doing the thing and that are visible and talking about it a lot, it's usually in the early stages of transition, in the throes of the second puberty. And those people tend to be more visibly trans because they haven't been through the process all the way yet. And there's a lot of trans people that once they get through the process, they just kind of nestle into like society, and they kind of just melt into the cis world, and they go stealth, and you don't see them anymore. Yeah, and so I think that does happen a lot, and I think it happens. It's a lot more common.
Yeah, and it's what I think most people strive for, because like that, there's so much safety and just euphoria that comes from that. Just that I just belong here now, and nobody gives me any crap. Nobody questions it. I'm just allowed to be in these spaces, and nobody, that's what we all strive for. And
that's
just hope that most people are able to get there, because It makes life so much easier.
Well, and that's the truth about like the desire to pass. I think everyone has a desire to be beautiful, and everyone wants to. But like, I don't think that cisgender. Like, I don't think that inherently cisgender is more beautiful than transgender.
No.
Like, I don't think that's true. And oh my God! Hi, we're in the middle of stuff. How you doing? I haven't seen you forever. Nah, we're doing our show. Yeah,
no, we're doing it live right now.
Yeah, you can come be.
You want to come in and say hi, Emma?
Come and say hi. Okay, this is our friend Emma. She's here. Say, oh, you're gonna bend down. You're crouched down.
Way too tall.
She's a tall girl.
Yeah.
There she is. This is our friend Emma, and we've known her for a while. I haven't seen you forever. You look fantastic. Thank you. Oh, wonderful to see you.
I just got a haircut yesterday.
Yeah, it looks
It's very cute. I love it. Yeah. Big hugs. Here, hugs. Hugs.
So good to see you.
Yeah,
you too. Thanks for
bye.
stopping
See you
by.
later. Bye. Mwah.
Oh, you got people in chat saying hi, Emma, by the way. This is, wonderful.
Yeah, Emma's great. Emma's great. She's a whole pile of fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. I haven't seen her.
What of our
I
trans
haven't seen
babies?
her in months.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
a year even.
Yeah, probably close to a year.
I don't know. It's hard
So
to judge.
wonderful.
Time's fucking insane right now. I
Yeah.
think this question's done.
I think we've been through all of it. I think we said everything we possibly could, wanted to, didn't want to say, all of the things. We've done it all.
Yeah, you want to do another question?
Yeah, can we scroll down and find the one?
Yeah,
that
it's
we-
for
it
the-
shows?
what's
I don't
the
even remember
one?
which one it was that we got.
Yeah, that was like way down the line.
It was.
We're not doing the
Was
pronouns.
it the? How do you tell if you're getting checked out or?
I think
stared
that's
at?
it was, yeah, which is
I think the next one. Sorry, technical oh no, one more. There it is.
yeah. This is a fun one. So this is another anonymous one I think we got from Trans Reddit, but I'm not gonna say for sure. Hard to differentiate getting clocked or checked out? Question mark. I've been on HRT for 12 years. But for some reason, the more time passes, the more paranoid I am about getting clocked almost.
Interesting. Okay.
I haven't been misgendered since near the beginning of my transition, so I don't know if it's all in my head. It is.
It is. Easy answer.
Yeah, that's the answer. It is.
It's in your-
I feel like I catch people making glances, staring at me in public fairly often. And in my mind, I always start to panic and think they're clocking me. Excuse me.
I love how you lean away as if you're going to get away from the lavalier
I
mic that is
know.
in the direction that
Yeah,
you just
that I
coughed
coughed
in.
right into. Yeah, whoops. But anyway, I always start to panic and think they're clocking me. But also, it's not like I've never been checked out before. I just feel like it happens too frequently for that to be the case.
Oh, it's a confidence thing.
Also, maybe it's because I'm tall. But I live in an area with a lot of tall people. I see cis women taller than me sometimes. Not often, but I don't know. The other thing that makes me think that this is I very rarely actually get approached just stares, and it just makes me feel crazy. I mean, I've been approached fairly often in the past, mostly by men, and it usually sucks. But at least that would confirm for me that I was getting checked out and not clocked.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, okay.
I also feel like it just used to happen way more than it does now in general. My voice is definitely passable, and my body is pretty effeminate to my knowledge. But I don't know, I can just never shake it, and it makes going out in public a bit more intimidating always. I wish I could just go out and live my life and not worry about it. Ironically, I feel like I used to be able to do that, but I can't anymore. Does anyone else feel this way?
Wow.
Wow.
So I was excited about this one because I thought I had things to say about it. But now that I'm thinking it, now that we've been through the whole context of the question, it seems like this is a cis girl answer. I think I wish we had somebody who grew up presenting female and could speak to the stares and the constant, the constant stares that women get from men. I feel like it's just that, like, most men are chicken shits.
Most
and
human beings are, but yeah, you're right. I don't want to diss on our dudes. Like,
No,
you know,
it's
like,
not
yeah.
just dudes.
People
over exaggerate.
are socially averse men oftentimes.
Yeah, approaching somebody just out of the blue can be really difficult, and you never know the circumstances. I've been told by my daughter that I have like a certain resting bitch face, so like, you never know. The one thing that I did notice is starting out, I was super self-conscious going out in femme because I didn't feel like I passed at all, and it was a big struggle. So every time I was out, I was like hyper focused on what everybody else was doing, like how they were looking at me, what the faces they were making, whether or not they would make eye contact with me, because then I would even get like, oh, they like refuse to make eye contact with me. So, you know, like, and I just had all of these things in my head. And then that was the period where I was still doing boy mode half the time. So I would go out with like a little bit of stubble on, and I'd throw some boy clothes on, so I didn't want to do the whole
Yeah, it's just easier.
And I got smart about it.
You can do that low maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah, the only low maintenance for an early trans girl is to go boy mode, which that sucks.
Oh yeah, no, my maintenance was so high that first year. I was wearing corsets, and there were so many buckles and snaps, and like so much makeup, and shaving my arms, and like
oh yeah,
all this stuff. Yeah.
But so I made it a point to go out in boy mode and do the same thing, because what it was previously to that, when I was in boy mode, I was just like, I'm in boy mode, I look like a boy, maybe I have longer hair, but no big deal. So I made it a point to look at people the same way I did when I was dressed in women's clothes, and really like hyper focus on everybody. And I noticed it was the exact same.
Yep.
Like I got the same like stink faces from people. I got people that wouldn't make eye contact. I got the exact type of looks. No matter which mode I was in, and it's just like, okay, it's less about me and just about them and what they've got going on in their day. And that's the thing we realize when we're in transition for a while, right? Is people are too caught up in their own worlds to really care about what anybody else is doing.
No one's paying attention. So many fewer people are paying attention to you than you think they are. Everyone thinks everyone's looking at you, and everyone's noticing every little thing.
Until you get to the point of being an attractive, tall woman, like you're gonna get some eyeballs then. Like
which is what it sounds like this girl's getting, and so that was the thing, is like, it's like, well, I never used to feel this way, but I feel like this way now. It's like, if you've been on hormones for 12 years and your voice passes and you pass, and you've passed the whole time, and you think people are clocking you all of a sudden 12 years into your transition,
you've somehow reverted.
That's not what's happening.
Not a thing.
That's just self-consciousness. That's all that is.
Yeah. Which I get it. You know, you get to that point of having that much attention on you, that many eyes like always staring at you, nobody coming up and approaching. I mean, then you're just an object that like is being ogled from afar, and you don't get any of the benefit of that, of like people coming up and approaching you. So it's like sort of the worst of both worlds, I would think.
I don't know. I like getting ogled. I still like it.
Okay.
Like I know that's a me thing. Like, and so it's like I'm a bit narcissistic.
Come back to us and tell us in 12 years how you feel about it.
Well, like 6 years now.
6 years. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, no, it's okay. Hi there. Come on in. Yeah, no, say hi.
That's all good.
Yeah.
We're keeping it loose.
We're keeping it loose. We're just talking about stuff, but like, so.
I mean, granted, just a quick tangent. When we're doing the show, like normally, are we ever that focused and like professional?
No, we are every time. We're very serious.
Professionalism is what we're all about here on Being Trans.
Exactly, that's what it is. We run a tight ass ship here.
Very puckered, very tight ass.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Great.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, we are. We are live. We're real. How you doing? Just hanging out. Yeah. Just got. This is just our show that we do every Saturday. It's not Being Trans. We're on the YouTube.
We're gonna flyers.
Yeah.
Can I bounce my titties on here?
You can absolutely bounce your titties on our show anytime you want.
Just show them off. Yeah. Pride titties. Love it.
I love your nails. I love them. They're beautiful. I love
it. Just devolves entirely. Like format, like everything we were focused on. We've been doing really good though. We're what, 50 minutes in, and we've like managed to hold the show together.
That's pretty not bad. I have completely lost the plot of what we were talking about.
We were talking about getting stared at, and whether or not getting clocked. So we can't say 100% certain, but pretty damn certain you're not getting clocked. You're getting
there's no way.
grossly
There's no way. That's not
ogled by guys.
or not. Like that's the thing is like maybe they're just like they could be looking at you because they think you're attractive, which is most likely it.
Likely.
Or because you're tall and attractive, which is also likely. Or they're not actually looking at you and you're standing in front of the thing they want to buy and like they're like, oh, I want that lawnmower. Like, you know, like there's a lot of that actually goes on. It's that thing I was saying, like that people think that people out in the world and like they think that everything, like everyone's living their own story and they think like they're the main character and so everything's happening to them and everything's going on, but it's not like what the real world like. And if you need this question answered, you just need to kind of put yourself in this perspective. Spend a day going out and paying attention to how many people you're not looking at and you're not paying attention to, and like count. Like, and it's like you don't know. It's like the carrot boy story of like the person that's the most embarrassed, and you're in most embarrassing moment from like high school and like.
Wait, Carrot Boy is like a widely known thing?
Yeah.
I just heard that story on Smosh Pit the other day.
Yeah, you know about Carrot Boy? Yeah. So like.
30 years later, goes to the reunion and makes a huge scene.
He had this huge embarrassing moment in high school, and for him, it was like everyone knew him as Carrot Boy, and everyone was like, he was super embarrassing. And 30 years later, he goes to his high school reunion, and like he's like, oh, like you remember Carrot Boy? I was still Carrot Boy, and everyone's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Made himself into Carrot Boy.
Yeah, he made himself into Carrot Boy, even though no one was thinking about Carrot Boy. And that's just like how it goes. It's like no one remembers like how many of other people you went to high school with do you remember their embarrassing moments?
Well, I even found that with my parents, which was really wild, you know, getting to the point of being an adult and having really deep conversations with your parents and having them admit the things that they are still hung up on from your childhood that they fucked up. And you're like, I don't remember that at all. Yeah. And then you share the things that you did that were horrible and all of that, and then you still carry with you. And they're like, I don't remember that at all. And you're like,
or do you share
we've
the
been doing
things
this
that
wrong
they
the whole
actually did fuck up, and they were like, yeah, you remember when you did this to me? And they're like, no.
Yeah, yeah. So like the narrative is always different.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
all just perspective. But there's another thing about this that like I think is advice for every human being, but this is especially true for trans people because we do tend to be a little more self-conscious than cis folk. And that's like when someone compliments you, like just believe them. Just believe them. Like I think a lot of people think they get a compliment, they're like, what does that mean? Like, are they fucking with
how
you?
am I supposed to interpret this? When they say I'm pretty, what are they actually saying?
Are they just saying that to be nice? Like it's like, are they fucking with me? Are they making fun of me? It's like, no, they told you you're pretty because they think you're pretty.
And just
like,
accept it and say,
that's
okay,
it.
yeah.
It's like I think if people like could just take things at face value, like the default thing is like assume that people are being honest and that they say what they mean.
Yeah.
Until they show you that they're otherwise. But if you're walking through the world thinking that everyone's speaking in secret code, like you're never gonna be able to trust anything. It's just like you're just gonna live your life in a paranoid hellscape.
And life already is enough of a paranoid hellscape, so you don't need to add to it.
Yeah. Well, it's like Kurt said. It's like just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you.
I feel like that contradicted the point a little bit out there, but you know. So Miss Rayna, I believe we have a question.
Do we have a question, Rayna? You come on camera here and say hi to her. The question is, hi, this is Rayna Sunshine. You might know her from Mediocre Poker and the Church of Voltac.
Yes, if you want to watch me more, you can watch me on Church of Voltac.
Are you going to be on the show tomorrow, sweetie?
I am.
Okay. Rayna's going to be on the show. We're going to go play more Fallout.
Which is 11 a.m. Pacific.
11 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah.
1 Eastern is when Church of Voltac is
No,
on.
2 Eastern.
2?
2
I don't math.
That's number.
I'm no longer a math
It
guy,
is 11 a.m. LA time, the only time that matters.
Okay.
Best resource. What is the best resource for parents of trans kids
And adults.
and adults? Parents. Resources for parents of trans children. So I don't actually know, but there are a lot of like the Transverse. Like, doesn't the diversity collective have a thing?
Well, yeah, it depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You just gotta do the research around the internet. The answer to that is the internet.
Yeah,
because
well,
that'll get you connected to where you need to go to. Because best is always to find something local. Find people you can talk to, because when you find other people that are like you and are going through a similar experience, that'll help you more than anything, because it's just that whole thing of understanding that what you're going through isn't unique. There are other people that are going through it with you. That will help a lot, because a lot of it's just fear, right? A lot of it's fear and trying to figure out, like,
it's confusion and learning the etiquette. It's a lot. It's like being trans. Like, is this something I've said? It's like coming out as trans is hard, not only because it's scary, but because it's so impactful, and like it not only impacts your life in like such a huge way, it impacts the lives of everyone that's ever known you in a large way, and like it forces all these people to, like, now they have to deal with this thing that they never had to deal with before, and they have to start thinking. They have to train their brain to start thinking in a different way, which is why a lot of people get upset about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's very disruptive.
Yeah,
it's
very disruptive.
And
that's a good word.
The thing that is difficult, so we spend our whole lives sort of repressing. So, those of us that come out later in life, we spend our whole life repressing. So when we finally put the pieces together, it kind of explodes out. Like there's a momentum in understanding who you are, where you get to this point of like you just can't fake it anymore.
Yeah,
and it becomes
very much.
And so then, it does kind of blur out, and it does that before you're even ready. Before, if people have a lot of questions for you, and you're like, I don't really have the answers for that. I don't know.
God.
Oh my God, yes. And you didn't have the answers for it because you were just starting in it.
Because it was the first day.
Yeah. And then, so it's just in that process, it's naturally going to be very disruptive for everybody. It's going to come out of the blue for most people. It's going to be hard for people to grasp and all that. So it's difficult. So having other people that are sharing your same experience is very important. There are a lot of places in this country, and in most countries, where you don't have a local resource. And so, you just have to find something online. There's lots of Facebook groups and stuff for places to talk. But
I feel like most major metropolitan areas in the world, or at least the first world, if you want to call it that, are going to have some sort of transgender support group, at least online, that's going to be semi-local.
Yeah.
And anything that does that, they'll also have something for parents too. It's just it's because parents, and usually it's like parents and spouses and allies and like people with family that are trans, because that it's like Emily said, it's a huge disruptor, and it does require you to reevaluate a lot of things, and there's people that are more and less willing to do it. But even if you're like fully supportive, it's like you have to learn there's etiquette.
There's etiquette, there's new language, there's a whole lot that goes on.
Yeah.
Well, and I kind of wonder, one of the things that's just coming to my mind now is I don't know how many people who are going through that, who have the experience of their kid being trans, realize that they themselves need community.
Yeah. I think it's a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of people.
Because, you're looking for answers, you're looking for these resources, but the thing that you need above all else is your own community. You need to surround yourself with people that know what you're going through and support you, so that you can learn about what your child is going through and support them. Yeah. And I always say, don't make your trans person, especially your trans child, be your education for the trans experience. You can check with them and make sure that they're okay with you asking them questions, but try to get the bulk of your information from another source. Because especially early on in your transition, when you get asked a lot of questions and you don't have the answers, it can feel like those questions are challenging your identity and your validity as a trans person. So making sure that you get as much of your information from somewhere else, and then asking your trans person, your trans child, hey, I read about this. Is that similar to your experience?
Thank you for the super chat, Stony Man, by the way. Thank you for
that.
the $5. We appreciate it. Not the 5 pounds. I'm
5
sorry.
pounds
So
even.
way better.
That's way better
way
than
fucking better.
way better than American dollars. Screw those things. Yeah, so I think just being aware that you need community as well. Get the information you can from other sources. Confirm it with your child. Talk with them, and then find resources that are close to you so you can find somebody to talk to in person that has a similar experience.
Yeah, and so as far as like, I want to get back to the internet because the internet is a good resource, but I want to be careful about it because the internet is also a very bad resource.
Yes.
So don't just go to the internet. Go to a major one that I think is probably the biggest one that I've seen in the most cities, at least in the United States, is PFLAG.
PFLAG.
I think
great one, yes.
like the Rainbow Coalition. I think does exist, but that might be a Canadian.
Yeah, I think PFLAG's a better, wider spreading one, and that used to be parents and family of lesbians and gays, and now it's just a broader umbrella for queer folks. But it is specifically for family members, so that is a wonderful resource. HRC, the Human Rights Council, who just happens to be right next door to us here at the booth over.
We can invite them on too.
For good resources too, for the actual medical information, the World Health Organization has lots of resources on there so that you can understand more of the physical and medical aspect of it. But then those resources, like I think you made a great point, Amanda. PFLAG is a wonderful resource online.
PFLAG's good.
HRC, yeah.
I think the best way, if you're going to do a Google search, there's a couple routes you can take. I would say a Google search of LGBT support. If you just type that into Google, you're going to get the right stuff that's going to pop up.
You're not going to get a lot of anti-LGBT.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of like. I don't want to like sound bigoted or discriminatory, but stay away from anything Christian or religious. The religious stuff is not gonna help. Like a lot of them will come across like they want to help, and they're not. They're gonna do all the wrong stuff. Like they're gonna have an agenda that's not gonna be a good.
Yeah, that's true.
And so stay away from any of that stuff. But even just typing that, and like honestly, I found a good way to figure out how to do Google searches better is to ask like Google Gemini, what should I type, and
use AI to ask what your prompt should be.
Like, and it'll tell you.
Very meta, but it works.
And it is meta, but like I think just typing LGBTQ support into Google get you close.
Yeah, the support words
and like your county, and then whatever thing is there. But like support groups, I think therapy is good for everybody. I think everyone should just get therapy if you can afford it. And like it's one of those things where it's like there used to be such a stigma about having a therapist and getting therapy, and I think it's one of the most healthy things that every human being can do, because these are people that are trained to understand psychology and how the brain works, and they just know stuff that you don't know about. And they also are there to give you a different perspective than one you might have, and it's so, I get so much out of my therapy. Like, even though most of the time I just sit and do this, I just sit and talk. This is what I'm like in my therapist's office, and we just have fun. Like, but I mean, it's a good thing, and I think that even if you think you don't need it, you probably do. Like, if you're struggling with anything, but I mean, but having a child that's trans and like not knowing what to do, getting a therapist will absolutely help you with that 100%. So I think that's my answer.
All right. Well, I think we answered the hell out of that question.
I think we're gonna wrap up the show a little bit. I mean, we're at the top of the hour. I don't even know where we're at.
We have been on for 64 minutes, and remember, because we had a little trying to figure things out, so we even started a little bit late. We're well beyond the hour.
I've seen a lot of chats in the chats, and We didn't address all of them. We try to address all the super chats that pop up. But like when we're doing the show, it's hard for us to do all that stuff. It's not that we're not looking. We'll be checking and looking back. And Rayna's in there. She should be chatting with y'all and stuff. We love all of you. We really do. And like we wish you could be here with us. And hopefully one day our paths will cross and meet space. But hey, check it out. I shaved my armpits today. I shaved these. I did that. I did
Beautiful.
that.
Pristine, even.
I did that. I shaved my own armpit by myself.
By yourself?
No one helped me. I did
Talk
it
about
myself.
transition goals. Wow. Winning. Absolutely winning. All right, y'all. I think that's going to do it for us. I need a cheeseburger.
You
I can
do
ha-
need
I can
a
have
cheeseburger.
I can have
She's been talking about getting a cheeseburger for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. It's very true. We
Bye
love
bye,
you. Thank you so
Stoney
much for
Bad. Bye,
joining us for this
Grace.
special
Bye,
edition
everybody.
of
Bye.
Being Trans. We're talking at the same time as we usually do. Thank you all so much for joining us for this special edition of Being Trans, live from Ventura Pride. We love you. We're going to go say hi to all the people here, and we'll see you next week.
Well, I want to say I'm going to try to do mediocre poker at the top of the hour. I don't know how it's going to work. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm going to try to play poker here at Pride like an idiot.
Sounds like a fun challenge. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Luckily, I have nothing to do with it, so it's on her. My hands are free to just meet everybody here and do Transverse promotion stuff.
Yeah, we'll see how this
I'll be
works.
doing that. Okay, let's sign off. Love y'all. Bye.
Au revoir.
I just need to figure out how to stop. How do we stop?